I'm Patrick Murphy Racey, and I'm a freelance photographer and videographer. I've been using LEDs now for my lighting, for especially interviews, for about 8 years or 9 years. And this is the one I started with. This is a Cool Lights CL LED 600. It was kind of clunky when you look at it now. It's not very modern, but you controlled the power by using different banks of lights. And then of course you had a dimmer. If you paid the extra money, you got a dimmer that would allow you to do that. So this is kind of a nice light for what it was, but it's not extremely well made. And it took a while for them to actually make a battery option. This one's just got a big old black plate with 4 screws on it over the back. But this did a good job for me, and it got me away from tungsten. It got me shooting daylight, which is what I like to do. The next thing that happened is I found these lights, which are produced by a company in China, and I love these because they let me use all my traditional light modifiers from still photography. And this is a Bowens S-mount, which is really nice. The deal with using a small LED like this is that when you use a big light source, like a big light bank, you lose all your power. You lose all the great power that you get from the light once you put it inside of a light tent, literally. And so I ended up, when I use these, I usually use very small light banks. In particular, a real neat one's a 24-inch octa, which just goes on here. And that's pretty effective. This is much brighter than this is. This is like 6, 7, 8 years old. This one is only 1 year old, coming out of China. One of the issues with this one is it has a fan in it. And if you're outside, it's not such a big deal, but if you're indoors in a very quiet room where there's no refrigerator running, which is over there, and there's a fan going up here, and my computer is on over there, it's not such a big deal. But if you're in a dead, quiet room with the heat and air turned off and no refrigerator nearby, these are really loud. And so that's a real problem for doing interviews. You don't want to have that fan running and that hiss in the background. And so the real purpose for my doing this video is to talk about this light. This is the PRL Lustra L50. And this is a sort of a recent acquisition for me. A couple friends of mine really got me interested in it. And it's a very, very nice, very powerful, and yet tiny, small light. It's extremely bright. It puts out more light than this one by double, and it puts out a full stop more light than the LED from China with a fan in it. And of course this one has no fan. So its obvious advantage is its size. It's tiny. It's a little itty bitty thing. Now I've got a battery attached on this one, which is really cool because it's battery capable. This one is not. I can't put a battery on that unless I use an inverter, which is very heavy. But its size is really, really tiny. I do want to point out that these ship just the light. This little guy here, it's an umbrella swivel. It allows me to put it on a light stand and use it. But I wanted to kind of tell you my budget here. So I bought 2 of these because I bought 2 of the lights. I got 2 of these little umbrella swivels off Amazon for $17 for the pair of them. It had a hot shoe thing on the top, which I took off, and there was a $1.20, and it went right into the bottom of the light. So this will like stay on this light unless I'm working inside of a car or something. The other thing is this, I bought the light in a kit configuration, and when you buy it in the kit configuration, you get a little miniature light bank, which I have found to be a fantastic light source. This is pretty straightforward. This just fits on like over the front, and it's a really nice snug fit, and it's got these little Velcro straps that just allow the light to stay on there even in high wind or whatever. And it's a very nice way to work. Now I bought 2 of these batteries off of Amazon. I got 2 of these batteries and a charger for $42. So a couple advantages. These are my 2 batteries. So basically all you do is you attach the battery to the light, and now I can use the light bank feature. So this is a very, very nice soft light. And in all honesty, this light is effectively what I would have used in terms of size with the other light that is the smaller LED that's not even as powerful as this. And again, I could get 5, 6, 4 on this light from a given distance. This one was 803 on my meter. So really, really powerful, even though it's tiny and runs on a battery. So for location work, we don't always get to pick where we go. Also for augmentation, like if you want to augment lighting, if you're doing a big setup and you want to add a little bit of kiss here or there, these are great. I really like it. Now, a couple other things I want to mention. This was 42 bucks with the charger, the 2 batteries and the charger. But check this out. This was $12 on Amazon, and it charges 2 of these batteries at the same time, which is great value for the money. The Lustra also comes with an AC power supply, and it's nice because it's real small. It's like a really tiny laptop battery for running on AC. But honestly, my first test of these cheap Amazon batteries out of China, I was able to get 3 hours and 10 minutes at full power with this thing. I just watched TV for one night and had that thing off in the corner. I couldn't believe how long it ran. So with 2 of these batteries and 1 light, you're talking about over 6 hours worth of continuous full power 5500 Kelvin light. The last thing I want to mention is this. Even though I started with these cool lights, LEDs, and I kind of gravitated into the Chinese stuff, to be honest, the more I edit and the more I grade, the more I realize how important quality of light is. Just because you get a lot of light out of an LED doesn't mean that it's good. And this is my best quality of light that I've got in my entire kit, because I have about 8 of these and I've got some bigger ones. I have a bunch of different things, but this is really kind of the next wave, I think, in terms of quality. What I want out of PRL is I want a big light. I want to have like 1,000 watts, something where I can get rid of my HMI. That's what I'm after, and I'm hoping that they'll do that. So I know it's been a little more history, whatever, but this light is really, really nice. I can't recommend it enough because the battery option is so fantastic. It's just great. And the ability for it to be run at very low power is also powerful, because a lot of these lights, you may only have 4 stops of control. This one you can turn down really far. Can I give you an idea? The lowest setting is just that right there. And that's very, very low light. I mean, even on me, it doesn't even register because of the light that I've got in the room. But if you want it to, it'll go really powerful. But you can step down in between and find kind of what you want. To me, I think this light is ideal for people who are used to grip trucks and stuff. This is a great in-car light if you're shooting somebody driving a car, or if you're shooting a kid going to sleep in their bedroom in some kind of a reality show. This would be an awesome way to have in a backpack where you just whip it out, crank it out, put blue gel on it, and now you got nighttime in a kid's bedroom or whatever. There's just a lot of different things, and because of its lack of size, bulk, and weight, and that works on a battery, this is a stash light, man. You could stash this thing all kinds of different places. I've already used it on a video interior I was doing for a real estate client, and I lit up an entire bathroom with this, even though I had all the big stuff out in the room. This is perfect for a small room, a closet, whatever. So these are really, really nice. The last thing I'll say is the pattern, when you don't have the light bank on it, the pattern that it produces is very kind of spottish, but it's really got nice, beautiful organic fall off. So even though it's a battery powered LED and it doesn't have that many LEDs in it, The LEDs are large, they're of great quality for color, and because it's more of a spot, you can actually get away with this thing as long as it's close in an outdoor interview in bright sunlight. It's a bit of a stretch, but using 2 of these would be really easy. So I guess in closing, I think that, where I started with LEDs with the cool light stuff, I think this light was $700 or $800 when I bought it. Now you can buy these little 1x1s out of China for $150, but the quality is kind of crappy. And then I moved into this. I will still probably use these for larger things, like if I'm lighting up a stage and I don't want to deal with tungsten. These are great because they, with a good reflector on them, they can throw a long ways. But I think for interviews and things like that, especially I like to shoot wide open with my lenses. I think this Lustra 50 is going to be ideal for doing small room interviews where I want to have real control and I might want to shoot wide open at 1.4 or 1.8. By the way, just as a closer, I realized after the fact these are the same batteries that I can use on my Atomos unit, which I use a lot with my Sony cameras. So I can literally swap out Atomos batteries to power these, or I can use these batteries to power my Atomos. I can mix and match. I think I have a total of 8 of these now. So that's a really great thing to have one kit with one battery that works in all your stuff. So that's a huge advantage as well. So I hope this has been useful. I hope it'll help you make decisions about your own purchase of LEDs in the near future. But keep an eye on PRL. These guys really know what they're doing, and they're making a fantastic product. It's very rugged and durable, but most importantly, the quality of light is exquisite, and I can't recommend them enough. Thanks for watching.